What is going on, guys? In today's video I will show you the top 10 best tips in Whiteout Survival that will help not only new players but also veterans. This game can be brutal, but if you know what you are doing, then you can go from barely surviving to leading one of the strongest cities on your server. So that's why I'm breaking down the tips that will completely change how you play Whiteout Survival. These are practical, tested strategies that will help you to build smarter, grow faster, and survive longer. If you're interested in checking this game out, then feel free to click my link in the description, and without any further ado, let's get right into it. The first and most important tip is to prioritize your furnace above all else. In Whiteout Survival, the furnace is just not a heating unit, it's also the absolute center of your colony's functionality. Every upgrade increases your city's heating radius, expands your building area, and strengthens your capacity to survive temperature drops. If you let your furnace fall behind, then your buildings will freeze, workers will slow down or stop completely, and you will start losing people. The higher the furnace level, the more resilient your settlement becomes against blizzards and the cold waves. Each level unlocks better efficiency, longer lasting heat, and often is also a requirement needed to level up other buildings. So start preparing the needed materials before each furnace upgrade to avoid long downtimes. Prepping coal, iron, and the wood ahead of time can mean the difference between surviving a deep freeze or collapsing under it. If you feel tempted to expand quickly or upgrade other buildings first, then always come back to the furnace and upgrade it first. Then the second key tip is to maintain a strict balance between the heating, food, and the medical care. It is very easy to get distracted by building new facilities and deploying troops. But if your people are freezing, starving, or sick, none of that matters. Your workers are the backbone of every system in the game. If they can't function, then the whole base stops working. You want to upgrade and staff your canteen early so that the citizens always have access to warm food. On top of this, you need to build and upgrade hunting cabins as soon as possible and never leave them unstaffed. More importantly, assign your healthiest workers to those jobs, as they will often be outside of the harshest weather. As for the medical tent, keep at least one running at all times, especially after events or battles. Injuries and illnesses escalate quickly in this game, especially during the snowstorms. If you wait too long to address them, then you will find yourself short-staffed at the worst possible moment. So keep your people alive, warm and fed, and everything else will become a lot easier. Then my next tip is to master your resources management early on. Whiteout Survival is ruthless when it comes to efficiency. Wood and coal are essential from the start, but as you progress you will need more iron, leather, and eventually meat and rare resources. So I recommend to build your lumber camps and coal mines close to the furnace to ensure that your workers stay warm while collecting. When you start expanding outside of the furnace heat range, only then send workers during these milder conditions. If temperature drops and they're walking far away, productivity crashes. You always want to constantly monitor your storage levels and never let your warehouse reach capacity or your gathering efforts go to waste. On top of this, you need to upgrade your storage regularly to accommodate the increasing collection rate. Stockpiling before the major cold fronts is essential. It gives you a buffer to survive while everyone else is scrambling. My main point that I'm trying to make is not to waste your time, so always be gathering but also have a plan. Then the fourth tip is to get your exploration teams going as soon as you can. Exploration is how you expand your influence beyond the base. By sending out scouts, you can uncover loot, survivors, resources, and story-driven events that give you rare rewards. But more importantly, exploring gives you long-term advantage. Many of the base buildings, gear, materials, and bonus workers will come from the world map, so make sure your scout team is equipped properly, with upgraded gear and enough health to make it through the extended missions. Start with short trips to know nearby locations and gradually build towards the deeper expeditions. Also, use your map view strategically. If there is an event or survivor site that expires after a certain time, then prioritize it. Also, don't send scouts out right before a cold wave unleashes, unless they are properly equipped, because otherwise you may lose them or they may come back injured, which can set you back significantly. So keep your exploration steady and treat it as an ongoing objective and not a side quest. Then my number 5 tip is to upgrade smartly. One of the biggest mistakes new players make is rushing upgrades at random times or all at once. This leads to inefficient building queues and wasted materials. Every building upgrade should be a part of a larger plan, so don't upgrade your armor if your furnace can't support new tech. Don't level up your troop camp if you don't have enough food production to support more soldiers. You want to focus your upgrades around upcoming challenges, whether it's a PvP event, a cold wave, or resource crunch. Most importantly, use your free building speedups wisely, so save them for upgrades that otherwise would leave you wanting. vulnerable, like the medical tent when people are injured, or the furnace upgrade during a cold weather. Also, you want to queue your longest upgrades overnight so that you don't lose active playtime waiting. Efficiency in upgrades means that you progress faster than the others, which at least for me gives me that small but important edge in all the future events over the other players. For tip 6, let's talk about the alliance strategy. Don't underestimate the power of being in a good alliance. Joining the right alliance gives you access to group tech, shared rewards, and the coordinated defense. More importantly, alliance will provide help speedups, which lets your buildings and research finish faster every time a member assists you. The more active your alliance, the better your growth rate. I personally participate in alliance events consistently, whether it's rallies, gathering missions, or the shared exploration. Those often will provide rare upgrades and boosts that you simply can't get alone. So you also can coordinate with your alliance when doing large-scale tasks like the boss fights or clearing elite enemy camps. In Whiteout Survival, community is not just social, it's strategic, and if your alliance is not helping you or is inactive, then leave them and find a better one. This is a very important part of the game, so use it to your advantage. Then tip number 7 is to build and train troops consistently, but smartly. Having a strong army is essential, but blindly pumping out units will destroy your economy if you don't have the right food and space to support them. Always upgrade your troop camp in step with your overall growth. So higher level camps will allow for stronger units and higher troop caps, which means you will be more efficient in rallies and defenses. So focus on balance, infantry for defense, marksmen for the high damage, and the cavalry for speed and flanking. Then training, time it with the troop training events if possible for bonus rewards. So don't let your barracks sit idle even if you're not focusing on PvP yet. Strong troops will help you with PvE challenges, exploration, and defending your base from invaders. Just be careful not to overgrow your food production, because running out of food while training or healing troops is death sentence in the mid-battle. My number 8 tip is to take full advantage of events. Whiteout Survival will run dailies, weeklies, and special events that provide some of the best rewards in the game, often for tasks that you're doing already. So pay attention to the event calendars and plan your upgrades. For example, if there is a building upgrade event tomorrow, then wait to do your major upgrades to get double the value. Some events offer rare materials, limited time heroes, or massive speedups that can put you weeks ahead of the competitors. Even if you don't place in the top 10, just participating in these events give you progress. So don't ignore even the smallest daily events. Those points add up and unlock milestone rewards over time. So stay active, and event participation will become one of your most reliable sources of growth. Then for one of my last tips, we have about hero management and deployment. Heroes are your most valuable individual unit in terms of stats and specialization. Each hero will bring unique boosts to gathering, combat, or the healing, so knowing where and how to assign them is the key to success. Don't just look at the power level, look at the synergy. Some heroes will work better when paired with others, especially in the combat squads, so always be leveling and equipping your best heroes. And don't forget to check for gear and upgrades. Equip items to enhance their specific strengths. For example, a healing boosted hero should wear gear that increases support stats. In gathering or exploration, deploy heroes with passive skills that give bonuses to loot or speed. In battles, the frontline heroes with defensive buffs are more efficient than just a raw attack. Also, hero fragments from the events or the arena should always be used to strengthen your core team rather than spreading upgrades too thin. What personally works best for me is to focus on my best 3 heroes and build around them. And now my last and final tip is to prepare for cold waves like your survival depends on it, because it does. Cold waves are game defining moments. If you're not ready, then you will lose people, buildings will freeze, and you will burn through coal like crazy. Always keep an eye out for the forecast. Yes, the game gives you warnings, so use them. Before a wave hits, top off your coal, check that your furnace is upgraded, and make sure that the heaters in remote buildings are turned on. Reduce worker exposure by reassigning jobs closer to the heat zone. Heal the injured, produce extra food, and stockpile medicine. Think of it like a raid boss, except it's the weather. After the wave ends, you want to shift into recovery immediately, so get your injured treated, restock coal, and restore production. The players who prep for cold waves are the ones who dominate every server in the long run, but if you underestimate it, then you will be spending the next 2 days trying to fix the damage. So let me know what you think about Whiteout Survival in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, then you definitely don't want to miss my future videos, where I will be exploring this game much more in depth. So click the screen now, and I'll see you in the next one.